Adam. How you doing?
Good. Nice to meet you. This is the Audient booth. Welcome.
It sure is.
We're going to give you a little tour of the booth. We're starting with our Evo range, which you will have seen the 4, 8, 16 and SP8. They've been out for a little while. They are our friendly, easy-to-use setup. But today's star of the show is in the iD range. The iD range starts with the iD4, the tiny little interface, and goes all the way up through the 14, 24, and 44. Now, if we go around this corner, this is the one you will not have seen before. This is brand new. This is iD48. People have been begging us for rack mount for years. And we didn't want to do it until we could do it right. And now we've done it, and we think we've done it right. Hopefully you all agree with us. This has 8 of our console mic pre's, which from just behind us you can see the console. It's exactly the same preamps.
Right.
Not a copy, not a kind of a close enough, but the actual console pre's. Each one, of course, with switchable phantom power. And these little things here, the DB25s, those are the killer feature because those have inserts for every single channel. And in the software, you press a button for each independent channel and it will change so that it's not using the mic preamps at all. It's using them as send and return so you can mix with them.
Right, okay, so you can use it
so you can use exactly the same outboard gear to mix as you can to track.
Oh, nice.
Without having to repatch, without having to mess around. Of course, if you want to hook up a patch bay to this, you can. But if you don't want to, you want to keep it simple. That's what I do in my little home studio, because I've been beta testing one of these, is I've got a rack with all my compressors and EQs, and I don't tend to track much in my home studio. It's a home studio. But then I can switch the inputs to be my microphone and guitar modeler, and then I press a button, and I'm back to using my 1176s and other outboard gear, all that kind of stuff. Happy days.
Oh, neat. So what's the depth like? Is it full? Is it a full rack
It's
depth?
fairly deep, yeah. It's a good kind of, well, a number of inches. It's not like server deep, but it's a good size because it's got to fit 8 console pre's and all the clever stuff in it.
We've also got ADAT I/O as well.
It has 16 in, 16 out on ADAT as well.
Right.
So you can expand it all the way to, as the label says, 24 in, 32 out. It's got 2 stereo headphone outs which are independently routed. They're not copies of anything. And it's got 2 TRS sets of monitor outs as well, which there's a button on for switching between, so you can have your 2 pairs set up. That also works in the software if you don't want to reach down to the unit. The volume knob's nice and friendly, but again, that can all be done in the software. Makes things nice and easy, because nice and easy is what we want.
Absolutely. So this is new for the show. I mean,
this is brand new for the show. We released a video for it about 4 days ago.
Right.
Response has been incredible. We're really, really happy with how everyone's responding. But this really is something that people have been asking us for a long time, and we wanted to make sure it was exactly right.
Absolutely. So when's it shipping? Is it shipping
It's shipping, current date is March 3rd, so what's that, 6 weeks from now?
Okay, so on the boat.
On the boat, indeed.
And what's kind of what prices are you hoping for this?
So the price as it's released is going to be £799, €899, or in the US, $999.
That is actually less than I thought it was going to be.
Yes.
You must be getting that a lot. So
absolutely. Everybody's jaws dropped when we said that. And that's why we genuinely said we didn't want to do it until we could do it right. Get all the features we wanted and not break the bank.
Wow, okay. So we got the console preamps.
Yep.
Any DSP going on board, or is it
no
just for
DSP?
routing?
So nice and clean and simple. I mean, some other companies use a lot of DSP, but then you pay for that. We wanted to make sure it was accessible. And so that's what we've done.
And so audio connection, that's USB-C. Okay, right.
Yep, USB-C 2.0 interface. In a lot of ways, it's very similar to the iD44. The preamps are the same, the performance is the same. So if anyone's had an iD44 and said, this is great, but I need more, here is your more.
Absolutely.
If you do want DSP, then behind us, that's Oria. Oria is what we announced last year at Namm and is now available and has all the bells and whistles. This is our mostly Atmos monitor controller, but it also has 2 sets of stereo outs too. Every channel has full 18-band EQ now, including high and low shelf. It was only 8-band when we announced it at Namm last year. That's been updated. It's got the full SonarWorks integration, which makes it one kind of session where you hold the microphone up and then it's done. And that's all nice and super simple. There is now an iPad app to control that remotely. That's now out and available on the Apple App Store. And we are very soon going to have more support for more control from more devices too.
Right, yeah.
We're still working on lots of new features, because why wouldn't we? We're still getting lots of requests for,
So there must
can
be
it do this?
decent headroom in the DSP on board, so you can...
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely. There's lots of headroom on the DSP on every channel.
Nice. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
I guess this is a bit further up the food chain in terms
It
of
is
price.
indeed. This is more like the $2,500 kind of price range.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the exact price because it varies between...
And will it work like a standalone DSP mixing, so you can almost use it like a digital desk, right?
Yes. Well, this can be used as a standalone USB interface, which is great for like if you've got a small Atmos mix room, or it's a monitor controller, just a monitor controller. So if you've already got a high channel count interface and setup, you can send two ADAT cables here, or there's an optional Dante card, which is also now available. So you can just feed it audio, and then the latency is about 3 samples
Oh, nice.
running that. So it doesn't impact what you're doing.
Right.
So if you've got an ultra low latency solution anyway, but you also need your calibration and for as many speakers as you want to throw at a room, that's what you want to do.
Sweet.
And now, let's show you this in action in our little Atmos room.
Oh, well, you got it set up. Okay.
We do indeed.
We obviously won't be able to hear it quite, but
No.
I'm looking forward
There's
to that.
always a bit of an issue trying to show more than 2 channels of audio on a broadcast such as this. But, behold, we, in collaboration with PMC, thank you PMC, have made a little 714 room in here. So we've got everything hooked up to an Oria, and we've been doing little demos. We're doing masterclasses this week as well with guys like Warren Hewitt. But we've got our own standalone setup, and you can see the iPad app here for controlling Oria completely remotely. So this is just plugged in for power, but you can take it and walk
This
off.
has got to be one of the smallest Atmos certified rooms in LA, I'd imagine, hasn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. So the Dolby engineer was in here last night, making sure everything was tip top. And so I've got the iD48 in here as well, hooked up to a couple of Audioscape, the outboards, the Pultec style and the LA2A style. And that's all just for demoing, not tracking microphones with it, but just using it in a mix.
So you can hear, like, yeah.
Absolutely. And actually, we were talking about using Oria as a monitor controller. When we do the iD48 demos, I have an optical cable going out the back of 48 into Oria, and I'm still using it. And so
Neat.
all the calibration is still perfectly valid and viable and not causing any latency issues.
Neat. So can you do the audio calibration in that as a monitor controller, or there's something else?
It's got 2 microphone inputs on it, which are our console mic pre's. So you plug your SonarWorks or other measurement microphone in there. It comes with a SonarWorks mic in the box, by the way.
Nice.
And a 60-day trial of the multi-channel SonarWorks. Of course, SonarWorks are a separate company from us, so if you do want to use a SonarWorks, you pay them for it and not us. But that's there because we thought, hey, if you're going to do your calibration, you can't do it without a mic input. But this is also the first unit of ours that has remotely controlled analog preamps. So these 2
Right, so the
preamps
gain
here,
is remote control as well?
Yes.
Oh, okay, nice.
yeah, so the gain's remote control, but those are the console pre's.
Neat. James, Adam, even. I'm so sorry. It's Showbrain already. Thank you so much. That's fascinating.
No problem, thank you.